Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the live stream. Guys, I know it's not Monday, but I'll just say it's Masterpiece Monday today. Yesterday I had such a bad headache, like a really, really bad headache. I barely slept. So basically, we are going to do the Masterpiece Monday today, even though it's Tuesday. I know it's Tuesday, okay? But anyways, guys, let me know. What are you going to do tomorrow for New Year's Eve? Are you going to practice or are you going to celebrate with your piano? No. That's going to be our last live stream today for this year. And hello everyone. Now I also see your chat messages. Hello, hello. Everyone that is joining on YouTube, please check out my Twitch account. I'm streaming live on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. And in the future I would like to keep my live streams on Twitch and the long form videos on YouTube. This is going to I'm going to stop live streaming the YouTube stuff. I'm going to stop live streaming simultaneously on YouTube. I mean, in probably somewhere in 2026, so upcoming year. So you better check out Twitch. You'll find the link in the description box on YouTube, actually. Hello, everyone. Guys, so today we are going to have Masterpiece Monday. Since yesterday I was having such a bad headache, I'm having actually really bad migraine problems. So today we'll do the Monday live stream with one of the pieces that I'm playing right now. So I don't know which piece though yet. So we have to choose either Chopin, Beethoven, or Debussy. And out of this, I have to choose out of all the 4 Chopin ballades, or the Pathétique sonata, or Children's Corner by Debussy. Let me know which ballade or which piece you would like to have today. I already see 4th ballade. So yeah. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Isma. Guys, go on Twitch. Thank you. I'll just close the door very quick. Just a second. And here today, our special guest, of course, is Beethoven. He's going to be here today with us. I didn't practice yet today, so my fingers are actually really cold still. Someone would actually like to hear Dr. Gradus ad Parnassum. Why not? Ballade number 1 or 4, okay. Looks a little bit like we have more people wanting to see Chopin today. Pathétique also. First movement, not the first part. I think we already did the first part last time, if I remember correctly, so that's fine. Since my hands are still pretty cold, maybe I'll just start with something a little bit slower, so I can warm up a little bit. Ballade number 1, okay, also nice. By the way, for everyone that's just joining, I am going to play all 4 Chopin ballades and the Beethoven Pathétique sonata and Children's Corner soon in Hamburg at the beautiful LAEISZHALLE on the 28th of February. I'm looking very much forward to it. After the concert, as always, there's going to be a meet and greet, and I'm looking forward to see you guys there and to talk to you. Thank you so much, Dystopie, for subscribing. And for everyone else, please check out the subscription button if you would like to support me and my work here. Okay, now we have a couple of more suggestions. Liebestraum, I'm not playing that right now. Chopin Etudes, maybe another time. But actually, I would love to go back to the Chopin Etude soon. Pathétique Sonata again Chopin Etude. Okay. Someone was there for the Hanover open piano event. Nice. Yeah, that was actually a really cool event. For everyone that doesn't know, in Hanover, they did the piano bombing, which is like there's a group of young people who are just randomly putting pianos in cities and put some art on it and just want people to play on it in public spaces, which is, I think, really, really cool. And in Hanover, like before that, it was like borderline illegal, kind of. But Hanover was, I think, the first time that they actually had they had the city behind them, and so they coordinated everything together with the city, and they have put a fake grand piano on the opera place, basically, so directly in front of the opera, which was actually a really, really cool place to put an instrument like that there. The only thing is that it's not a real acoustic instrument in this time. It is a digital piano, and in my opinion, it was not the best digital piano, unfortunately, which the organizers just didn't know because none of them is actually playing piano, which is a shame. But it is still fun. The problem was just that it was outside, so it was open air. It was in mid of December, so it was like really, really cold, and it was the first time that I had to play on a digital piano outside and classical programs. So you can imagine how difficult that was. All right, I see so many ballades, so we are going to do the ballades today. It might still happen that I don't know how long the stream is going to be today. Depends a little bit on how long I can keep up my focus, I would say. Guys, let me know in the comments. Have you practiced already today? Or are you going to practice? Or what are you going to do today? Except of staying in the stream, of course. Let me know, and we are getting started. My God, my fingers are so cold. Why are they so cold? I don't know. And where are the ballades? Let me just check. Here. That was quick. So, I have the ballades here. You can all hear the piano, I hope. Chris9999, man, I haven't practiced in like 4 days, I think. I feel you. Like this time, or like between Christmas and New Year, it's like it's so difficult to get yourself to practice, especially because like so many people want to meet up with you. And the problem is that I have a concert on the 3rd of January in Donsdorf, which is not so far away from Stuttgart, actually. It's not a huge concert, but still I have to perform. And I feel like, damn. I feel not as prepared because I'm like not as focused as the rest of the year, I feel. But anyways. Okay. Just getting warm. So, which ballad are we going to start with? Number 4? Number 2? Number 3? Number 1? We can also start with number 1, actually. Maybe I'll start with number 1. I'll just try to play it, actually. And we'll see how it turns out. And then I'll work on a part. Does that sound fine? Yeah, that sounds fine. Okay. Number 1. Let's go. I will put on the automatic, where is it? Scene switcher. it's a little bit more fun to watch, hopefully. Let's go. Oh, so many people want number 4. We can also do number 4. Okay, let's do number 4. My God, I was so cold with my hands. 1 second, I'll get you back. Wait. Where do I get you back? Stop. Here. Wait. Wrong one. Here. I really have to practice a little bit slowly now. A couple of parts were a little bit shaky because of not warm, being warm. Thank you so much, Dystopy, for gifting 5 subscriptions. Wow, thank you so much. And also thanks to Franz Strunz for donating. Annik, sollte es mal ein Konzert in Wien geben, wäre ich da. Guten Rutsch und ein erfolgreiches 2026. Thank you. I actually just played in Vienna 2 weeks ago, but it was like not a solo concert. I was playing together with the My Groove super band. For everyone that's wondering, what is My Groove? My Groove is an app which is a startup by Red Bull, actually. And they started this app together with Martin Grubinger, which is one of the most famous, or the most famous percussionist of our time. And they wanted to create an app where you can actually learn an instrument and not just, play the notes that are falling down on the keys or whatsoever. But you actually have a piano teacher or a drums teacher or a guitar teacher there. And they invited like big names. Thomas Lang for drums and Martin Grubinger for percussion and a couple of others. And they asked me if I want to do the Keys Academy, which was a big honor. And so I did it. And now you can do the Keys Academy together with me on the app. I think we've recorded more than, last time they told me, I think it was around 1,600 videos. So we created small snippets of videos where I'm explaining things about piano playing, like techniques, how to read scores, how to use the pedal, how to move, and so on and so on. But also about analysis and interpretation. So you can really start from basic to advanced to beginner. Everything is included there. And right now they are trying to translate everything through AI into English, because we have recorded everything in German, which is my mother tongue. And they wanted to first publish everything in German-speaking countries to test run everything, and now they are ready to go international. So I hope in the beginning of 2026 we are going to go international in English. Yes, it is in the App Store, but only in German-speaking countries so far. But very soon also in all the other countries, because of the language barrier right now. How are you? Thanks for asking. I'm now feeling better again. Yesterday I had such a huge headache. Like I'm dealing with migraine every now and then, and yesterday it was like the worst, and like really the worst. I could not sleep, like barely sleep, and my head was like boom 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 from the back all the time. It was I hate it. Let me know in the chat who also has like migraine problems actually. So back to Chopin. By the way, everyone that is still watching on YouTube, please go and check out the Twitch stream. I can see that there are still much more people watching on YouTube right now than on Twitch, so we better change that. Sorry. And you can find the link in the description box. I'm planning to switch all the live stream stuff to Twitch and keep my long form videos on YouTube in the future. So if you don't want to miss the live streams, go on Twitch. Are you ever going to going on a concert in Poland? I would love to play in Poland, especially with like so much Chopin program. I would love to give a concert in Poland. I just have to plan it actually. I will. Who knows? Maybe already in 2026. Who knows? Um, yeah, Brandon Ruffin, I feel you. That's so true. Once it starts, you can't stop it anymore. Migraine is like such a bad thing. I feel for everyone that has migraine as well. Like, it's really, really bad. Jean Robin? Jean Robin? I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. The thing is that when I'm practicing, I just like to wear whatever I want to wear. It's very comfortable. And I can understand that it would bring me more viewers if I dressed up more sexy. But I... Who knows? Maybe someday. Just for fun. But actually, I'm not so interested in, getting that kind of attention, if you understand what I mean. I'd like to keep the focus on piano playing and not on other visual stuff. But yeah, how does the rest of you see it? Let me know in the chat. No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't really actually want to know what you think about that. Otherwise, like, suddenly a lot of people want me to dress up. Anyways, let's talk about the Chopin Ballade. Thank you very much. I support the comfy clothes as well. Especially, this is a Christmas hoodie that my mom gave me, and I'm wearing it the whole year because it's so comfortable. So Chopin Ballade number 4. Which part do I want to talk about? Which part do I want to practice? So maybe we can just talk about the main theme of this whole ballad, which is this first figure. This first figure is actually very interesting. So first of all, we have to get the transition right from the introduction, which we had in the beginning. Thank you so much, Pact, for subscribing to my Twitch account. By the way, everyone else that wants to support me on Twitch, check out the subscription. So we have this beautiful beginning intro. And so we are ending basically with a fermata. And this is like simultaneously it's kind of opening a question of, okay, where do we go from this beautiful place? And also in my head, if I think of a scenery, all of the ballades are telling a story. So I think this is already like kind of a memory of something beautiful, that whole introduction. I imagine it to be like, you know, if I think of a film, a movie, it's a little bit like you're in a scene where you're in your hometown and there are people all around you that you know, and everything is like peaceful and beautiful, and maybe it's spring or summer and everything's warm, and you have that specific image in your mind that brings you back to this time. And maybe you have this even as a photograph or as a picture basically in your hand. And then when we are stopping on the fermata, then I'm imagining someone holding, or Chopin holding, that picture in his hand. And then with that one note, it's bringing him back to reality, basically. So that beginning is just the memory of that beautiful summer day or whatsoever. And then this one note is like waking up. And bringing him to reality where he is just, you know, alone with that one note. One note, I'm alone. Struggling where to go. Am I going upwards? Am I going downwards? And basically he is turning around in the same circle of thoughts, around and around and around, for that whole passage that's going to come up, for the whole ballade basically, where he is turning around the same thoughts again and again and again. And these thoughts are quite depressive actually, and even if I may say, it's a little bit, how do you say it, like suicidal in a way. And we are going to get to that point where I'm explaining why I'm interpreting this into this. Thank you so much, Franz Strunz, for donating. Ballade number 4 is also one of my favorite pieces of all time. But actually, now that I'm playing all the ballades, I feel like all of them are great. So I can't really tell like which of them is my favorite right now. So these figures that we are playing here in the beginning, it's a little bit like a question, and then again asking the same question, and then we are getting a kind of an answer. Also, we are ending in A flat major here, which is opening up the space again. So like the mood is lifting up. Before we were in F minor. A major is one of the keys that are actually very much connected to love as well. Like, for example, Liebestraum is also written in A major. We have a couple of other pieces that are like love declarations that are also written in A flat major. And all in all, the A flat major is giving you that kind of warm atmosphere. Also, I have actually the impression that he is playing little homage to the other ballades before, and yeah, but like I'm not going to talk too much about that actually. So we are ending up in A flat major, and then we are basically turning around the same questions again, but with another mood. kind of a little bit of hope before, the answer to the next question is a little bit less positive, because then we are going back. And then everything starts again from the beginning. Like in terms of harmonic structure, it's actually very interesting that he is really basically stuck in these thoughts, and they are turning around and coming back and turning around and coming back. And every time we are playing these kind of figures, or like this segment basically, something little is changing. And that's the big, how do you say? That's the art of playing piano in this case, that you have to grasp the difference to the previous time that you've played that segment, and also basically make it, like, show it to the audience what is different now. Sometimes the composer makes it very obvious what is the difference, and sometimes you have to look very, very closely to actually understand what the difference is now. Because sometimes they are just simply repeating it exactly the same, and now you have to interpret what exactly is going to change. Like, are you going to make it more intensive the second time, or maybe take it a little bit back? And I think in this case, for example, we've just played the first round, basically, where we introduced that theme. I think we should keep it, or I want to keep it very simple and plain. So I'll just introduce you to that theme. I'll introduce the audience to the theme. And then when it comes the second time, I want to intensify it just a little bit. And it automatically gets intensified because of, like, the little ornaments that Chopin writes here. So when we're playing... Oh, actually I played wrong. So basically you can hear how things are getting intensified, just the way Chopin wrote things. So if I put that together, I want to try it, just to get to this part. Up until there, you have 2 times that segment. The first time is I want to keep it simple and plain, and the second time I want to intensify it a little bit, but without overdoing it, because we have to grow so high up to the end, because we are going to repeat this even more times, and every time I'm playing it, it has to go to the next level, basically. So I don't want to do too much in the beginning already. Let's try that. Okay, so that's kind of the interpretation that I would put into that first part. Now, I don't want to do, like, I don't want to, how do you say, put too much into it, because I feel it should still feel a little bit like you're improvising it in that moment. So it's just coming out of you in that moment. So I'd rather think of specific images, specific emotions, or I don't know, a specific thought that is coming back again and again. Playing piano has so much to do with bringing yourself into the right emotion, into the right mood. So yeah, like that's a little bit like acting. I feel you have to really understand how, like, which path of your brain you have to take, so you'll get in the right position to play that piece. Now, actually, I think the next part is like super interesting, and I've always wondered what exactly was the purpose of that part. So the part where we have these octaves coming into place. And for me, that was like a huge question mark for a long time. And now I think, like, to me, the right hand, if I just play the right hand, it sounds a little bit like bells of a church from very far away. So I would like to keep that kind of atmosphere. Also, if I just play the left hand without too much of movement and so on, just keeping it very simple and plain, it creates that very kind of holy atmosphere that you get when you're entering a church and everything is silent. Everyone is just, with themselves a little bit. This kind of feeling I want to create. So when I'm playing... Now the color change is actually very interesting, and I'm still trying to figure out what am I going to do with the color change. Am I going to just stick to the tempo and try to create the color change on itself, and that's enough, or do I have to give it more time? Maybe I think maybe I should not give it too much time. Let me try. Now for that part, there is nothing written in terms of you know, forte or even fortissimo. So actually the only thing that he writes is mezzo voce. And later when we're getting to this, but that's the part where he actually writes a crescendo and where we are going to get into forte and even fortissimo. So I don't want to already put the forte too early in the piece and try to keep the tension there. It doesn't mean that the tension is low. Actually, it can mean that the tension is even bigger, just because I'm trying to keep the dynamics low. So I'll try to do it again and keep the mezzo voce a little bit longer. Yeah, I think that's helping me to get through the flow of the piece. If I keep especially the dynamical instructions of Chopin in mind. Also, when we are entering this part, I try to limit I try to limit the amount of rubato that I'm going to use for that part, because I think, you know, before we were just it was a little bit more thoughtful in that term, because we only had like a very reduced amount of notes to play, and now there is this middle note. It's a little bit like the flowing river that just takes you with it, and there is no stop. Like, you can't just stop the river, it's just going to take you with it. And so the flow of the thoughts is just, it's just coming back basically into your brain, into your mind, and there is no stopping of this. And so there's also, in my mind, less of rubato for this kind of. not good. Okay, I'm gonna practice that part here. So this is where we're going to end up with that first part. I'm wondering, shall we continue with the fourth ballad, or shall we keep the rest of the fourth ballad for another time of Masterpiece Monday? Even though I love the part that's coming now. But we can also, have a look into other pieces. Or maybe let me try to play the full ballad again. It's always that was good. It's always a good exercise for me to play through the full ballad. By the way, everyone that is still watching on YouTube, please check out my Twitch account. I am streaming simultaneously on Twitch all the time here right now. Because in the future, I would like to keep my live streams on Twitch. You'll find the link, by the way, in the description box on YouTube. And keep the long-form videos on YouTube. So in the future, I'm not going to live stream on YouTube anymore. If you don't want to miss the future live streams, go on Twitch. By the way as well, I'm going to come to Hamburg on the 28th of February. I'm going to play all 4 Chopin ballades, the Pathetique Sonata by Beethoven, and Children's Corner by Claude Debussy. I'm looking very much forward to that concert. You'll find tickets and information in the link in the description box. Um. All right. I think I would like to just play through the fourth ballade again. And then maybe we are going to have a look into the first. Is that an idea? Maybe. Okay, let's do that. Okay. That was fun. That was actually really good. Like, good in terms of I could really feel the interpretation flowing through me. So that was actually a lot of fun. Okay, which piece are we going to do next? Are we going to do some more Chopin or Beethoven or Debussy? Actually, someone wanted to have the Doctor Gradus ad Parnassum, and since I didn't practice so much Debussy lately, maybe I should do it actually and just play. Sorry, the Doctor Gradus ad Parnassum. Oh, actually, there was a raid here. I just see it now. Sorry, I completely missed it. I was playing. Okay, I think we'll do a short interruption with Debussy, Children's Corner. By the way, for everyone that doesn't know Children's Corner, that's like one of the most interesting pieces ever written for piano. A lot of people might think that Children's Corner is for children to play, since children is in the title. However, it's actually more for adults to put themselves back into a mind, like into the head of a child, basically. So we should put ourselves. We should see the world through the eyes of a child again, in Children's Corner. So in this collection of pieces in Children's Corner, we have 6 different pieces. And the first one is titled Doctor Gradus ad Parnassum, in which Debussy basically makes fun of all these kind of finger exercises that everyone was basically practicing like hell at that time. And people were just like, oh, I have to really make sure that I'm like exercising every day, finger workouts and so on. Like they are so stupid and like without music, which, that's another topic. And Debussy made basically fun of it because he puts himself into the mind of a child and thinks of, a child basically is having to practice these kind of things, but simultaneously at some point, when things are getting a little bit repetitive, the mind of a child just flows away and it starts to wander around and just play around and not be so serious about this anymore. And then you can see how it's a little bit like the teacher is standing next to him and saying, you have to concentrate, focus again, and then it's back to focus. And that's the game of this first piece to me. It's a little bit like a child trying to learn how to play piano, and then on the one hand trying to stay focused, and on the other hand just letting the dreams and letting their mind flow freely. So let's try to play it. I have to practice again. I'll just check again how that beginning was. Okay, let me try to play it again without the ritardando at the end. I think it might be having an even better impact, maybe. Yeah, I actually like it without the ritardando. Someone wrote Piano Steven says it seems to be without pedal. I'm actually very cautious with my pedal usage out of different reasons, and I think that using a little bit less pedal in general is helping a lot to hear yourself better. Also, you know, it's always easier to add more pedal at the end when you're like in the concert and you hear, okay, the acoustic could need a little bit more pedal, then you can always add more pedal. That's not a problem, but it's much more difficult to take out pedal. And very often in the halls that I'm playing in, the acoustic is like, there's a lot of acoustic. So there's a lot of sound that you have to deal with. And then I like to first have a little bit less of pedal, and then later I'm going to add more. Yeah, also it's also because of the microphone. I am using pedal. It's just a little bit, but the microphone is very close to the strings. That is for the piano here. So it might also be that it sounds like it's even drier than it actually is. Also, yeah, Silike is saying it's interesting Debussy doesn't really write a lot of pedals. Stephen Ho once said it's kind of implied when you should use it in his music. Yeah, I mean, the thing is about impressionistic music, we do have that impressionistic sound, which is requiring what an awful word, requiring kind of lots of pedal. However, it doesn't mean that we have to drown everything in pedal. So there's lots of, like, we can really go into the extremes in articulation or sound color if you want, by using either lots of pedal or barely any pedal. And in that frame we can create new contrast, basically. Magic Fingers is asking, is it true that there are acoustic pianos that is heavier than fully weighted keys? You mean like a digital piano with weighted keys? You know, I think in the end it's still different. Of course, if you have a digital piano that has weighted keys, it comes closer to actually recreate that feeling of a real acoustic instrument. However, you're still not creating the sound in that moment, and I think that's like the main issue. So I mean, every piano is different. This Boston grand piano is different from another Boston grand piano. Even if it's the same brand, if it's the same model, it's like it's not the same instrument. There are real human working on it. The real wood is working inside, so it's like breathing. The wood, and it's living, and you can actually hear how out of tune my piano is right now. I'm very sorry for that, and I have to definitely get the tuner very soon in the new year, because like even I am getting disturbed by the out of tune sound. But anyways, and so it depends a little bit on the size of your piano. So for example, if you play on a Steinway D, the keys themselves are much longer than, for example, here on my grand piano, which is already a quite big instrument actually. I have my Boston is the 215, so 215 centimeters, and it already has quite long keys. I can show you actually the length. Let me show you. Wait a second. I have a keyboard here. So I have here the keyboard of an upright piano that I had to take apart. It was a very old upright piano, and it was dead. Let's be honest, it was dead. I want, like, before I'm going to, burn it, I thought I'm just going to take it apart and take like the little ingredients with me. And you can see how long these keys are. Like, this is one key, one whole key basically. And a Steinway grand piano, or a Steinway D especially, like, you can put even longer keys into them, which is going to have a huge impact on the feeling of you playing piano. My God, that's so heavy. And then also you can ask your tuner to change the weight of the keys. So sometimes if you feel like, oh, that's too heavy for me, you can ask him to take out weight, or actually ask him to put on weight. I did this with my older piano, actually, my older grand piano, because I could feel that it was extremely light to play on it, which was good for me. I'm someone who has, like, my natural technique, I would say, at the piano is quite light. So my fingers feel very light, and I don't really go down to the ground. Oh shit! I hurt myself. Ah! Do you see this? Do you see this? Oh my God! I hurt myself. Yeah, the keyboard is not as easy to carry as I thought. So yeah, basically back then I asked my piano tuner, because I felt that every time I'm switching on a bigger instrument or other instruments, they feel much heavier, and then I'm starting to struggle. So I asked my piano tuner if he can make it feel heavier, so I can train it a little bit better at home. And yeah, but yeah, the piano scratched me. Bad piano. Anyways, Chris9999 is asking, can you show us how to analyze music sheets today, coming from someone who relies on muscle memory only? Yeah, actually, I remember I have promised to do this today, so let's do it. Maybe I'll take something that's a little bit easier to analyze. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Or maybe we'll just take like the... Oh yeah, Bach Prelude in C major is good for beginners. That's actually great. That's actually a good point. Let me just search for the sheet of music online so I can show it to you. Bach Preludium C-Dur Preludium EMSLP. Actually, that scratch actually hurt. Ow. Ow. Okay. So, where is it? Huh. Oh, someone is already starting to how do we say? Put rockets outside? I can already hear it. I don't know if you can hear it though. Okay. Let me see how I can show it to you. Oh shit. Wait. Uh-oh. Ah, no. My computer was about to die. That would have been very weird though. Yeah. So we are going to have a look here. So let me know. Oh no, I can see it. It's not good. It's not good like that. Then I'll just put it like this, I guess. Wait. How can I put it in a better way so I can see everything and you can see everything? Aha, that looks a little bit better. And then we are going to put it like this. Now things start to look a little bit nicer here. Okay, so I hope you can see everything now, more or less. Wait. Yeah, pretty much. So this is the very famous Preludium in C major by Johann Sebastian Bach. It sounds like that. So this one is hopefully quite easy to understand then what exactly we are doing. So when we are analyzing pieces to get the harmonic structure out of them, what we do is always try to put, like, let's, for example, concentrate on that first figure. Obviously, they belong together, let's say. And we are going to just look, okay, which notes are included in that first figure. It's a C, it's an E, it's a G, C, E, G. So they are repeating basically. So we are, my God, this actually really hurts. It's distracting me. So we have 3 notes basically, and we are going to put them wait. We are going to put them in our sheet. Let me just try to. Oh. What is happening? Oh my god, my computer is dying a little bit, I feel. What's happening? My computer is dying. Yes, I have a second mic. Let me just check where I can stop it. Yeah. Okay, I hope now it's basically out of like I think the microphone is turned off now. So you should only hear my voice, I hope. Okay, now why is this still not working? I feel like my computer is dying right now. That program is completely dead, and I don't understand why. Maybe because of this. Aha. Now, okay, it's back. Okay. I understand why. I just didn't see it because it's on my other screen, which is very far away. So we are going to do this. Okay. Oh god. Drawing. Freehand. Let's try. Okay. Okay. Yeah. My god, that was actually interesting. We are going to put it in our treble key. That's actually not easy to do it with a mouse. Next time I should put like a graphic tablet here. Guys, don't judge me, okay? I'm doing my best that I can. So, this is how it is going to look like. So, now we have just seen, let me just show you again. These are the scores that we are going to analyze. And we have discovered that we have, I want to change the color. Okay, so I have a C, I have an E, and I have a G. Okay, we are going to put these in our sheet of thing here. So I have a C, I have an E, and I have a G. Okay, I put this on purpose right now here so I can demonstrate something. As you can see, this is not perfectly aligned as the snowman. What is the snowman? We want to put either everything on the line or between the lines, meaning I have to put the C down. Whoop. So it's here on the line. Then we have the E on the line. Oh my god, this is so bad. And a G on the line. And in best case, if I could draw it now, not with my mouse, but with an actual pencil, this would be the perfect snowman. So I have everything on the line. Okay? And then if I look on the last note, on the bottom note, I can know, okay, this is C. Either it's major or minor, or diminished or augmented, but the bass note is C. Now, how do we figure out if this is a major or a minor key? A major key is basically this interval. So from C to E, we need a big third. What is a third? It's an interval. So basically you can count in half notes. If we have the next half note here, it would be, for example, C sharp, or let's say D flat. D flat, that's a small second. Then we have D, which is a big second, and then we have E flat. My God, my thing is a little bit too small. E flat is a small third and E is a big third. So if this is a big third, big, yeah, that looks really good. That looks professional. If it's a big third, this is a major key. Since this C to E is a big third, that's probably going to be a major key. But we also have to look into the upper interval, which is a small third. And that means like from E to G, that's a small third. Because if you count how many notes you can put there, so basically, wait, I'll just show you from above. So from C, if I stay on C, that's going to be a prime. Then from C to D flat, that is a small second. Okay, this is a half note. I don't know if that's the correct term in English, but yeah, basically this is how we build our chromatic lines. So that's a half a note. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 half notes are building a big third. 3 half notes, 1, 2, 3, are building a small third. Basically, so if we want to create a major key, we have a big third on the bottom and a small third on the higher part. That is our major key, and that is our minor key. If we have a small third on the bottom and a big third on the upper key. Guys, I feel like actually it's kind of difficult to explain this in a live stream without actually being able to show you everything in the right time and demonstrating things in a nice order. So maybe I will do a video about that on YouTube. Yeah, I think I'll do that. But basically, you just filter the notes that are written in the keys, in the score. You put them in your extra sheet, basically. And then you can figure out how to build the snowman. And out of the snowman, you know, okay, this is C major or F minor or whatsoever. You just have to know how to actually build a major or a minor key. That's it. Yeah. So I hope that was kind of understandable what I just explained. Because I know it's a little bit strange to actually demonstrate this here without any context a little bit. Okay, sure. I'll do a YouTube video about that in the new year. Let me just note it somewhere so I don't forget it. YouTube. Theorie. How to analyze. Good. Okay, nice, guys. I will continue now. Good question. I'm going back to the ballades now. Let's play the first ballade. Right? First ballade? Or another one? Okay, someone wants to have the third movement pathétique. Maybe we should also play a little bit of pathétique today. I don't know. But maybe let's go back to the first ballade, I guess. Let me talk a little bit first about it. And let me first close the door again. Oh, my back. All right, now Musical Fantasy is asking, how does that analysis help? The analysis helps to, first of all, get a good understanding for the structure of the piece, the harmonical structure of the piece. Also, you will, like, if you are a little bit more familiar with like all the theory stuff and understand what is special about specific harmonical progresses, then you're going to understand why it is important to emphasize a specific chord or to change the sound color at that moment or to change the pedal in best case. And then automatically you're going to have a much better understanding of the piece. That's one thing. The other thing is that it's going to help you to create kind of a map of the piece. So I know, okay, here's C major, then there's F major, then there's G major, and we're going back to C major. That's a very basic cadenza, for example. But you will know when to play which harmony. And it's a little bit like, for me, it's a little bit like Google Maps. So when I'm driving from A to B, I know on my way to B, I know exactly, okay, here will be that, and here it will be that, and here it will be that. And so I'm driving through the piece basically, and I'm going through all the checkpoints, and I know, okay, here it was B flat major, and here it was A flat major, and so on and so on. And I can just check it through, and I know exactly where I am. And even if I drive the wrong direction, I know how to get back basically, because I know where my checkpoints are. And that helps so much more because in the end, of course, 99% of the time on stage, I want to rely on my muscle memory. But that 1% that you can't rely on your muscle memory anymore, that's going to break your neck. Because only relying on your muscle memory is just not enough. So yeah, every time you go on stage, basically what happens is that the whole environment is going to be so different from when you're practicing at home alone, you know, in your practice room on your piano, and all the parameters will change on stage. You're not alone anymore. Someone is listening. That's already going to put you a lot under stress. You're not playing on the instrument that you're used to play on, so you have to adapt to its personality. You're not dealing with the same acoustic environment that you're used to, so you have to actively listen. How is the room reacting to my playing as well? And then you are also going to go through so many different stress situations automatically. Also, you might have a very bad day, or you might have a very good day, like in your mood, and you have to deal with these kind of things as well. So all these different parameters are going to have an impact on your playing automatically, and this is why I would never only rely on your muscle memory. Yeah, so that 1%, that's going to break your neck, and therefore you should definitely have done an analysis, and then understand the piece a little bit better. It doesn't mean that you will never have a blackout or never play a wrong note on stage. I'm not saying that. You will. But for the case that you do it, and there is going to be that case, like in every performance you're going to play wrong notes, you will have a better idea how to continue and how to cover it up, basically. Yeah, the snowman process isn't necessary if you are more familiar with how to get the right harmony out of it. Like if you already know E, G, and C together, they build C major, that's fine. Just sometimes it's a little bit more helpful because sometimes there might be some other indications and suddenly E, G. Let's say if it's like E, G, E, G, B, and then you also have a C inside, and the B is, for example, in the bass, then on the right hand it still looks like E, G, C, and you would think, oh, that's of course C major. But then again, you also have a B written there, and then things look a little bit different. But that's actually another thing, which I would have to Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to explain that part. That was actually kind of confusing for me now. So don't get confused. Don't get confused. No, it's not always necessary to build a snowman, but if you really want to make sure that you understand which harmony you're in, then do the snowman. Will you make another Hanon video? If you want, sure. If there is like, if someone wants more Hanon stuff, then why not? Actually, I've included lots of Hanon also in the app My Groove with my my Keys Academy. So if you're interested in learning to do more Hanon, definitely go and check out My Groove. Okay, guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about the first ballade today. And the first ballade is, to me, a little bit like you have very different, like extreme characters as main characters here. And to me, it's a little bit like the story of Dracula. At least that's what I try to keep in my mind. So in the beginning, the very first thing that happens here, wait. Is it on? Yeah, it's on, I think. Yeah, it's on. So the first thing that happens is this. And so that first introduction, to me, it's a little bit like, you know, we have to tell a story with each of the ballades. And to me, it's a little bit like the opener to the story. Like you're building up the tension, you're building up the mood for what's coming up. And it's really setting up a very dark story for you to already know, okay, that's not going to end up well, kind of. Also, if you look a little bit into it, it's a little bit like, or at least for me personally, I want to create that very, like these two extreme characters, a little bit like the evil, like the devil and an angel kind of characters, or if you want Dracula and the beloved woman that's pure and innocent, kind of. And so we have the beginning with that C, that very low C, which is already setting the Dracula or the devil, and then it's going up. And up here we can already get a glimpse of the angel that's going to be introduced. And that's the twist. Hear that chromatic line? That's already going to give you away that this is not going to end well. And this is like opening a question, like that's full of passion, but you don't know what's going to happen. And then it's a risoluto, like Okay, sit down and I'm going to tell you a story. And the tension grows. And sorry. And as soon as we start into that part, I feel that's a little bit like it's showing the perspective of Dracula, of the devil, who is completely on his own in hell or in his dark castle in the middle of the night, and he's wandering around and dancing with himself, kind of, or with the moonlight, and kind of in his own thoughts and wishing for someone to share his life with. It's a little bit tragic, but that's a little bit what I feel when I'm playing that part. And I really want to enhance that dancing part here, because if you look very closely into what Chopin wrote, he on purpose didn't use any pedal for that part. And I know a lot of people are criticizing me for playing it too dry for that taste, but we are going to have this part 3 times before we are going to get into the coda part. So 3 times it has to sound differently. And actually, if you look very closely into the scores, you can see that Chopin wrote it 3 times differently. So the first time, there's no pedal. The second time, there is pedal. And the third time, he writes to play it slower, meno mosso, basically. So the first time, I'm trying to play it plain and nearly without pedal. Now, of course, I'm going to use pedal, but like in a way that it doesn't sound like I'm using any pedal. And by reducing the pedal here, you can actually feel the waltz inspiration a little bit more here, I feel. So when you're playing... Can you also hear the waltz? And now we are entering with more pedal. I'm always scared to play wrong in that part, and now it happened. Up until here. Someone is asking what book I'm playing out of. I'm using the Jan Ekier edition, which is also the official edition that is being used for the Chopin competition. at least in the year 2010. So, up until here, I would say to me, it's really like this dancing to yourself, basically. You're dancing alone in the moonlight, in an empty big castle, in the dark, and just trying to imagine you're dancing with someone, but simultaneously you feel so lonely, and that's like the beginning mood for me. And it starts to get like you're starting to get more and more movement in your dance, basically. So when I'm playing, and that part to me is a little bit like that realization that you're still alone and you're still dancing to yourself alone, and then Dracula or the devil is like they are getting angry and like they are going to show their full power with the next part, but like they're starting to rage a little bit about that. And yeah, that's basically what I imagine. So when you're hearing this, and so on, that like that's like when everything starts to break apart in their mind and then they start to rage, basically. And when we come to that part, everything starts to calm down a little bit. So in the middle of that rage mode, he discovers that angel that is sitting somewhere on its own, on her own. And you can hear very far away, basically, when we're playing. It's a little bit like horns from very far away. And so on and so on. What I really like about that part is if you look very closely into what Chopin wrote about the pedal, you can see that he's leaving the pedal for a very long time. So basically here, I'm playing wrong stuff, wait. So he keeps the pedal all the time up until here. So there's like a very harsh stop of that whole sound basically, which I like a lot. That's like, it's giving a very interesting change of perspective basically, because we are changing perspective now. We are creating a new character here, which is that angel. So before there was so much sound accumulating, and now with that one little change of pedal, it's so beautiful. You're basically creating a new character. And to me, this is like the part where, so that angel was there on her own and singing with a very clear and angelic voice. And with that part, that's where, to me, the devil and the angel, they fall in love with each other. Like they have their first communication, if you want. We have it's very gentle, and you can imagine that the devil comes and is very shy and wants to, you know, come closer to the angel, and the angel is also a little bit shy, but they get along with each other. And then to me here, that part is like when the devil starts to, you know, one step back basically, and is thinking about, oh no, but she doesn't know, like that angel, she doesn't know that I'm the devil. And what will she think? Does she still like me if she figures out that I'm the devil? Or that I'm Dracula, whatsoever, like, you know what I mean. So like there's this tension going to build up, and that like self-doubt, no, she will not stay with you if she figures out basically, but simultaneously he is so in love with her, so he has to tell her that he is the devil or Dracula or whatever. So when when we're getting back to this part, he's about to tell her. And now he told her, and of course there's like a little bit of panic and surprise. obviously they are like, she doesn't care that he's the devil, and they are like having a great time and blah 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 blah. So that's kind of my interpretation for that part. Does it make sense? I feel like yes. But let me know in the chat, what did you imagine for that whole piece, actually? That would be actually very interesting. It might give me a new impulse as well. Yeah, that like this part also gives me goosebumps. It's like so beautiful, this part. I love this one. Yeah, and then if we follow the love story, both of them, of course, they are having a great time together, which is coming up now. So when we are playing here, it sounds a lot like, you know, they're having a great time together, spending the day together, and it's very light and fun, and they're just enjoying the presence of each other. And also, when they're not together, it's a little bit like thinking of each other and just having great thoughts of each other, and just can't wait to see each other again. Like that really being in love feeling, basically. So to me, that this is like really, you know, the manifest of their love, basically. So they are really sure that they love each other, and they are going to stay with each other forever, devil and angel. And then, out of whatever reason, at least in my storyline, the angel has to go back to heaven, and also, like, I don't know, job reason or whatsoever, I don't know. Okay, the angel has to go, and the devil stays in his area, and is still very enthusiastic. Also the angel, very enthusiastic, which we have here. And this is the part where, to me, the devil realizes, like maybe like a couple of days have passed, and the devil realizes, oh, she's not coming back. Like this is that color change that's happening here. And we are getting back to the beginning, where the devil feels very lonely, and simultaneously in this case, of course, things have changed in the meantime, and so he's starting to, on the one hand, worry for her, but simultaneously thinking maybe she just left him because it's not like, it was just, it was a great summer kind of thing. So like he's going through a lot of different thoughts, and maybe also going closer to heaven to look for her. And when he discovers, like he's stepping into heaven, and he discovers that they have killed his angel because they have found out that she's having a relationship with the devil. And then the coda starts, and like he's rage quitting, and he's like just destroying everything, and the world ends basically. That's my story. So when you're playing here, so basically, at the end, to me, so he basically destroyed heaven and burned down everything, and really gave his rage freedom basically. And then we come to this end part where he's like holding his angel in his arms and like trying to get her back to life. Where you have like these runs, and then there's a pause Bum, bum, bum. That's the death clock, the death bells. Dum, bum, bum. She's still dead. Da, 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 dum. Like where he's like screaming out and asking for her to go back to life, and then and still nothing happens. Like this is the break where he's like really like he's trying to get her back to life, but she's dead. And so at the end he's killing himself. This is where he like screams. This is the part here. It's very dramatic, right? That's what I imagine with that piece. It's a little bit strange. But anyways, I wanted to put this into a little animation movie, which I hope I can do with AI soon now. That would actually be pretty cool. So like I'm going to create music videos with the ballades, so you can actually see what I see in my brain when I play these pieces. Sorry. Yeah, but let me know how do you experience the music? Like what is what is your story that you imagine with this piece? Let me know in the chat. That would be actually very interesting. Now, I think I didn't play through the full ballade without interruption, right? Francesco Scandura is asking, why can't I send you my video? You mean for the subscriber roast? No, there is no problem with my email. Like everyone else can send me their videos. I'll just put you the email again here where you can send me your videos for the subscriber roast, hotkeys.challenge@gmail.com. I just put it in the chat. But I'm not going to do the subscriber roast today. That's going to be part of next Sunday's live stream. When I'm practicing off stream, usually I'm closing the lid. However, right now, because I've just set up everything good and well, I'll just keep on practicing with the open lid, and I'll put ear plugs in my ear so I'm not damaging my ears. Otherwise, I'm deaf. I would turn into Beethoven just without the great skills that he had. Anyways, guys, let's play the full ballade. And for everyone that just followed what I explained about my interpretation of this piece, maybe it's going to help you to understand the piece a little bit better or to see it from my perspective. And yeah, let me know actually what you think about my interpretation, if it makes sense or not. All right, let's get started. Yeah, that's the first ballad. I love it. It's like one of the best pieces ever written. I hope you could kind of hear my interpretation that I've talked about before. with like these two different extreme characters. Yeah. Guys, everyone that is still on YouTube, check out my Twitch account. I am simultaneously streaming on Twitch and YouTube, and I'm planning to keep my live streams for the future on stream, on Twitch, on stream, on Twitch, and the long form videos on YouTube. So I would like to separate that a little bit. And if you don't want to miss the future live streams, please go and check out my Twitch. You'll find the link in the description box. And you'll also find a link in the description box for my upcoming concert in Hamburg at the beautiful LAEISZHALLE on the 28th of February. That's actually very soon already, in 2 months. I'm going to play all 4 Chopin ballades, the Pathetic Sonata by Beethoven and Children's Corner, actually Debussy. So, tickets and information you'll find in the link in the description box or on my website. And for everyone that is watching on Twitch, I think I have put a link, I'm pretty sure I've put a link on my channel. So if you just go on the Heart of the Keys channel, you'll find a couple of links there. I would actually love to play a little bit of Acoustic and more jazz in the future. That's actually what I've put on my wish list for 2026. I just don't know yet what to play and when to start, honestly. I would like to record all 4 Chopin ballades on my new album for next year. So that's my big goal for 2026. Recording the ballades as my new album, but also go a little bit more, learn a little bit more about jazz improvisation and, you know, other forms of piano playing that I did not discover yet so much. So I'm very much into the classical form of playing piano, but I think there's just so much more to it, and I think I will have a better understanding for classical music as well if I also have a look into other forms of music, except only classical music. Okay, I think I would like to try to play through the full Beethoven sonata. Maybe I'll try it as the finish of today's live stream. So I'll just use you as my audience today, as my test audience, because I'm going to play a concert on the 3rd of January, meaning you're my preparation today. I need to know what I have to practice tomorrow. All right, let's play a little bit of Beethoven. I think I'll just put on the automatic scene switcher, so it's a little bit more entertaining for you to watch, hopefully. Okay, let's start. Alright, guys. That was it. That was the full sonata, the full Pathetique sonata by Ludwig van Beethoven. It was so much fun, guys. And by the way, everyone that just joined here, first of all, welcome. And yeah, I am going to play that program in Hamburg soon in the beautiful LAEISZHALLE on the 28th of February. I will be playing all 4 Chopin ballades, the Pathetique sonata by Beethoven that you've just heard, and also Claude Debussy Children's Corner. Tickets and information you'll find in the link in the description box on YouTube and also on my Twitch channel for everyone that is searching for it. And also for everyone that is new here on the YouTube live stream, please check out my Twitch account because I'm live streaming right now simultaneously on Twitch and on YouTube. So more people will get informed that I'm actually live streaming also on Twitch. I would like to keep my live streams in the future more on Twitch and the long form videos on YouTube, so I want to separate it up. So if you don't want to miss the live streams in the future, please check out the link in the description box for my Twitch account, or just search on Twitch for Heart of the Keys and with an underscore in between each and every note. No, my Pathetique sonata, like my interpretation, is not yet recorded. I would like to record it actually as well. But the goal for 2026 is actually to record all the 4 Chopin ballades in one album. But who knows? Maybe I will find the time to also record the Pathetique. But it's not just time, it's also money, actually. I'm going to start a GoFundMe soon because, actually, I think a lot of people have a misconception of how that whole thing with albums and so on work, recordings in general. Like, as a musician, you don't earn that much money anymore through recordings. Actually, you're just paying to get recorded, and you're not earning any money out of it anymore through the streaming platforms. So this is why I am going to, do a GoFundMe, because if people would like to have a recording of it, of my ballades, then I will need some support. It's not really cheap to do professional recordings, you have to know. No, I actually also didn't record the Waldstein sonata, even though that was that was the Beethoven sonata that I have studied the most, and that I've just, I've played it for a very, very long time, actually. I can also use my own microphone. However, I would say that probably the skills of a real sound engineer are still better. And if I compare like the recordings that I do at home when I'm recording for YouTube videos or whatsoever, I wouldn't say that the sound is bad, but like I think it's actually pretty good. But it's fine for a YouTube video, but not necessarily for Spotify or Apple Music, I would say. I personally would say. So yeah, I definitely would need some professional help there. Have you thought about a mixed album? What do you mean a mixed album? You mean like Chopin and Beethoven on one album? I could do that too, but simultaneously I think, why not separate these kind of things and just keep the Chopin and Beethoven on Beethoven. That's a little bit easier to find it, I guess, on streaming platforms. Also, if you have like separated albums for different kinds of pieces, I feel. I don't know, it's just out of that perspective. Also, to me, yeah, I don't know. I think I would separate them. Can you explain the process of getting your music recorded? It is something I'm interested in. So basically, I am going to pick a a recording studio that is close to me, hopefully. And I would basically get a date. Like I would have to tell them how many days I need to record the program that I'm planning to record. And then they can basically book the time frame for me in their studio. Then they will get someone to tune their piano for me every single day. And then basically you get that date, and then you'll prepare for that date, because on these days of recording you want to be in the best shape ever. So you'll practice like hell previous to the recording, and then at the recording I'll go there, I'll get warm as usual, and then basically there's going to be the sound engineer in another room. He will through a microphone tell me what to do, basically. So basically he's going to ask me what piece I want to start with, for example, and then we'll say I want to start with, let's say, the first ballade. And usually what we do is we try to play through the full ballade at least once. But I think normally, I think in that recording process with the ballades, I would play it at least 3 to 5 times. So I have the base. It's impossible to play it perfectly in one run. And I can tell you that all the professional recordings, they are... there are so many takes being taken. So basically it means that out of these 3 to 5 times that I've played through it, I'll pick the one that I felt the most connected with. And then we are going through that recording. Normally the sound engineer is going to put little marks inside the score to mark where we will have to do a couple of new takes, for example, because of a wrong note or because of, I don't know, any mistakes that I did, basically. So he's going to follow the scores in another room while listening to what I'm doing. And then we are going to work us through that first ballade and just delete all the mistakes that are there until it's perfect. So yeah, that's like... On the one hand, I think it's really, really cool. So you can really put out a recording in the end that you feel is perfect in terms of what you want to express on that specific day, in that specific moment. It's always just, that specific... In German, we say Momentaufnahme. I don't know how to say it in German, how to say it in English, but like that's how you can present one specific moment, let's say. The next day I'm going to play differently. That's just how it is. And then you're going to change to the next. Parker the pianist is asking, why can't you make money from that? Because nowadays most people are listening to music through streaming platforms, and the streaming platforms are not paying that much money to the artists, actually. There are specific like regulations, or I don't know, like the contract, basically. And you're just getting a very, very, very small percentage of what people are paying for the streaming platforms in the end. So like the big times of selling CDs are over. I'm still selling CDs for people who would like to have a CD, but I highly doubt that people are actually listening to the physical CD. Maybe some of them do, but I'm pretty sure that most of people are buying the CDs because they want to support me or because of like merch, basically. Not necessarily because they want to listen it on CD. That's the sad truth. I'm still very happy that people are buying the CD, but the times are over where you can where you can earn a lot of money through recordings. Except you or Taylor Swift or any other of the other pop stars, where your recordings are being streamed millions and billions of times. So, yeah. Can you make a ballad GoFundMe? Yes, this is what I'm going to do starting in the new year. I will definitely keep you updated. Yeah, I'm going to do that for sure. Guys, it was so much fun actually. Now, for everyone that was following from the beginning of the stream, knows I had a really, really bad headache, like, how do you say, a migraine last night, and I still don't feel completely fit yet. So I think I'll stop the live stream for today. It was so nice to have you guys here, and to have you here for the last live stream of this year, to spend a little bit of time together with you. And yeah, I hope you'll all have a very great start into the new year. I hope you're all doing fine, and keep up what you're working on, what you want to achieve in the new year. Stay healthy, and stay in the heart of the keys. Continue practice, continue following your dreams, and we'll see us in the new year. Maybe already on the 1st of January. I'll see about that, how I feel on that day. But yeah, guys, we'll see us in the new year. Until then, in German we say, halt die Ohren steif. So, have a great day, have a great evening, and have a happy new year. Mwah!